I want to talk to you about survivor's guilt. And I didn't even realize that this is what I was struggling with at first. My friend April 6th, my friend who I've known over half my life, has died of pancreatic cancer. I didn't grieve so much. We all knew she was going to pass. In fact, and you've heard me say it before, life is a fatal disease. We're none of us getting out alive, but we were ready for it. She talked to me, I talked to her. I helped her lay her feelings out, she helped me lay my feelings out. But what I couldn't get out of my head, and I didn't realize it, okay? I was losing faith in everything that I believed. I was feeling really down. I was dealing with survivor's guilt. She's the third person I know that's died of cancer. And I think that's why I was having so much trouble with my throat. I didn't want to admit at first that the doctor could have been right, that part of it was emotional, part of it's not. Part of it is I do have a swallowing problem with the CP and I am getting older. But the other part is I have been feeling guilty because why did such a good person like my friend Danny, she had her faults, but she was a good person. Or my friend Anne, who was one of the most selfless people I ever met. Or my friend Cindy. So that Anne's actually the fourth person I know that died of cancer. Why do all these people, my stepfather died of cancer, why do all these people have to die of cancer? And here I was born with a disability and I'm still alive. That's what I've been struggling with. Now, I've had grief counseling before when Danny died, and I've had counseling for this survivor's guilt. And I was thinking about it tonight. Cancer is not conscious. Any disease, COVID, cancer, any disease, disorder, medical condition is not something that's sitting there on a limb going, ha ha ha, I'm going to pick them. And you got to understand that your own mind can create so much if you feel guilty or upset. You find ways to deal with it that may not be the healthiest on the planet. You either overeat, maybe you don't eat at all. Maybe if you have acid reflux, it gets worse. Which explains more of my stomach and why the tests came back positive, not positive. I think part of my brain was sitting there thinking, and I did this when Danny died, maybe if something was wrong with me, I would feel better, less guilty. I'm not responsible for their deaths. That's the first part of getting through this. I have to admit to myself and everyone else, I did nothing wrong just because I'm alive. I'm not going to sit here and say it was their time to go because I struggle with that saying. I don't want to believe that everybody has a stopwatch on their life. Are we all going to die eventually? Yes. But I'm not a stoic. I don't study stoicism. I'm too emotional to be a stoic. I, however, don't have to feel guilty because it's easier when Danny died, or Lynn died. Damn it, excuse my language, when Ann died than when Danny died. Or it was easier when my grandparents died because they had lived a full, long life. And so had Ann. When Danny was only 35 and you still feel a little bit invincible at that age, you know. I'm 48 and I am healthy. with the exception of my knee. But hey, it was only a fracture. I'm not going to let that stop me. I've already been on my mobility scooter buzzing around town with my legs stuck out. But it's okay that I'm alive. I have a phobia of getting into trouble. And some of that is from verbal abuse. But I'm not in trouble just because I survived. I don't need to feel guilty making myself happy and having a good home, a comfortable home, and being happy because they're not here. That's doing a disservice to their memories as well, in my view, because I know they want me to be happy. They're not gone. You cannot get rid of energy. It just transforms. And the soul is energy. The body is just a shell. It's how we see the soul. I was just thinking, I heard that on Babylon 5. When I was younger, I used to love that show. And they said on the show, one of the characters said that it's like a flashlight shining on a wall. The wall is not the source of the light, just how you perceive it. Just the light comes in from somewhere else. That's kind of how I see us. This shell is how we perceive each other. But it's not who we are. It's just a way to view it. And I think our souls come here to learn lessons. I'm not perfectly cured just because I figured out that I've been feeling survivor's guilt instead of grief. But now that I have a knowledge of it, and I can go back on my notes from when I was in counseling and what works for me as a coping mechanism might not work for you. This video is one of them. This helps me. I can look back on this too and see where I think later maybe my thinking might have shifted a little, got better. And I can look and go, okay, there's something I need to look out for next time. Because do I have mental illness? Yes. Am I ashamed of it? Hell no, that's part of me. And if you don't like it, see, I wouldn't want to be you. Because I have to accept me lock, stock, and barrel. Nobody else does have to. But I have to first. And that means physically in the body, physically in the mind, and in the spirit. And I struggle with the mind the most. I struggle sometimes still with the body. I struggled with that a lot as a kid. Why couldn't I be normal? And so I still struggle with that sometimes. Sometimes when I get mad, that'll be the first thing I'll say is I just want to be normal. But what's normal? That definition is not, normal is not definable. In my book, Webster's Dictionary does not define normal properly in my book because every single person has a different definition of what is normal for them. So you can't say, sorry, my glasses look crooked. You can't say you're not normal because I am normal. I'm my normal. Might not be your normal, but I'm my normal. But I feel better, and I was talking to a friend of mine when she helped me realize, listen, this is what's going on with you. But now I can move through it. Step one is for me to talk about it, so I make a video. Because maybe something I'm thinking or feeling will help somebody else. So if you are dealing with survivor's guilt, you're not in trouble because you survived. You're not a bad person since you survived. You don't deserve to be ill or sick to make it fair that you survived. Didn't think of that one, did you? I've been struggling with that. I think I was hoping that it would be cancer when I had a throat problem, because then it would be more even. I didn't say it was logical. The human mind is anything but logical. But working through it means acknowledging it, acknowledging how it makes me feel, talking about it, and making conscious efforts to make that better in my life. And that's what I'm going to do. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.